Hey guys, for The Hobbit and Huck Finn and Fahrenheit 451, I really wanted to add an extra piece to the reading by doing the same thing I was doing with Shakespeare and offering a little bit of audio commentary to make sure that none of the major things get missed. I know especially with The Hobbit, it's the kind of thing where we read it a million times, and it's easy sometimes to get so wrapped up in the familiarity that we forget to notice some of the nuances and brilliance that Tolkien has. On the other hand, with a book like Fahrenheit 451, Bradbury is also brilliant. His intention in writing is completely different. Kind of like Orwell, he was much more concerned about the future, and so his is more of a cautionary tale, whereas stories like Wrinkle in Time and The Hobbit are adventure, sort of escapism stories, and Huck Finn is a historical fiction, so it does provide an adventure, but also sort of a commentary on society. That being said, this focus is on Fahrenheit 451. It's a beautiful story. If you've already read the initial commentary, you know sort of a little bit about Bradbury's intention when it came to writing this. And so I'm going to not necessarily go through it step by step. You can listen to just the audio for that, but I want to touch on a few of the key points that I think are important, especially in this first section. Unlike many books, Fahrenheit 451 is only divided into three main sections. Each section is rather long, but they mark three distinct passages in Guy Montag's journey. The first, being The Hearth and the Salamander, starts with one of Ray Bradbury's most famous lines, and arguably one of the most famous lines in most modern novels, which is, "It was a pleasure to burn." And then he goes on to say, right, "It was a special pleasure to see things eaten, to see things blackened and changed. With the brass nozzle in his fists, with his great python spitting its venomous kerosene on the world, the blood pounded in his head, and his hands were the hands of some amazing conductor, playing all the symphonies of blazing and burning to bring down where'd it go? Bring down the tatters and charcoal ruins of history. With the symbolic helmet numbered 451 on his stolid head and his eyes all orange flame with the thought of what came next, he flicked the igniter and the house jumped up in a gorging fire that burned the evening sky red and yellow and black, colors of flame. He strode in a swarm of fireflies. He wanted above all, like the old joke, to shove a marshmallow on a stick in the furnace, while the flapping pigeon-winged books died on the porch and lawn of the house, while the books went up sprinkling whirls and blew away on a wind turned dark with burning. So this first paragraph, right, makes tremendous use, of course, of some very vivid imagery. There's this personification of the fire hose as a snake that Montag has control over, that's spitting venomous kerosene upon the world, which is our first hint that something's a little bit different, because fire hoses normally spray water to put out fire, but of course, if you spray kerosene on a fire, it causes it to blaze even higher. And he sees himself as a conductor, as there being something tremendously beautiful in this destruction, right? The idea that there is something noble almost in destroying history, even to the point where he wants to roast, a marshmallow over the fire as if it were a celebratory, campfire vacation situation, to go into this house and burn it to the ground and destroy all the books inside of it. So that's how we are first introduced both to the idea of what it means to be a fireman and Guy Montag's reaction to it.